So let's talk about this full moon here. And the full moon is May 31st here. Let's put this up here. And it's in Sagittarius, is at 9 degrees. Anytime we have a Sagittarius full moon, Sagittarius rules the truth. It rules belief systems, higher knowledge, media, travel, law, religion, publishing, global affairs. So those are major themes, okay? That you get anytime you have a Sagittarius full moon. It brings revelations, exposures. You could be clashing with your ideas, your philosophies, major conversations around the truth. Sagittarius energy wants to be free. It's about higher education. Again, religion, because you are dealing with philosophy, religion, education, media. I said that your belief system. I think that's the same as religion. Sagittarius energy, the ruler of Sagittarius is Jupiter, and so it likes to expand a lot of things. And Jupiter is the ruler of this full moon. And we'll talk about that a little bit later. But collectively, this full moon is there could be a major story in the headlines because you are talking about publishing. It's about the wide world web. Sagittarius energy, intense debates about politics, religion, morality, or education. Sagittarius energy likes everyone to live together. So you deal with legal matters with this. Public figures speaking impulsively, people questioning institutions, belief systems, social media, because you're talking about the platform, something with that. Sagittarius also, again, expanding things. So whatever it touches, it expands. Now it's in the moon sign, so it could be expanding some emotions. Sagittarius energy is not very emotional. But when it is dealing with emotions, it's a fire sign, so there is some fire energy. I got my press-on nails. I haven't had them on for a few months. Now I feel like, yay. But this could be misinformation, exaggerated reactions, self-righteousness, reckless behavior, being extreme when it comes to your philosophies and your ideas, people speaking before thinking, legal or ethic scandals could be happening. Let's talk about all the aspects that we have here. The moon is opposing, this full moon is going to be opposing Uranus. This makes it very, very different and unique. We'll see how that plays out. I'll talk about that a little bit more. The full moon is ruled by Jupiter. It is in the sign Cancer, and Jupiter is squaring Chiron, which is dealing with healing. So there is going to be some issues or major themes with that. And it's also in sign Cancer, so emotional, sensitive. So we are going to see some more sensitivity with this full moon than we normally have with a Sagittarius full moon. This full moon too is T squared the north and south node. So we'll get into that. Your future, your past, your destiny, what you're meant to do, what you're supposed to release. Some old baggage is also involved with this full moon. The full moon is one great thing. It's trining Neptune here. So that's great. It's trining Saturn. So that's great too. The full moon this is not great. Quincunx Mars. So we got a few negativity things here with this full moon. You have an opposition to Uranus. You have a quincunx Mars, which is dealing with anger and violence, aggressiveness, and you have it not getting along with your past and your future, what you're meant to do, what you're meant to release. But at the same time, it's working with Saturn, which represent boundaries and government, and also compassion and love. Okay, so it's also in 9 degrees. 9 degrees is a Sagittarius degree, so there's going to be a strong emphasis on truth seeking, exposure, broadcasting, law, philosophy, freedom, expansion, global affairs, and morality. Yeah. Okay, let me see what else. Now, the moon opposing Uranus, something we can see is something dealing with the internet, something being really impulsive, a lot of surprises, shocking surprises, erratic collective behavior. There could be a rebellion happening during this full moon, a lot of protests, a lot of social unrest, a lot of online movement. This energy, too, is dealing with the intellectual. So highly advanced intellectual energy. Who is calling me? Wait. Hold on, this is my ride. Hold on one second. Cancer sun, I feel what you don't say. Scorpio moon, I see through the gray. I'm tuned to you. Okay, sorry about that. Anyway, so the Uranus. Okay, back to the full moon. So the moon is going to be opposing Uranus. This is energy that's dealing with the internet, communication, setting scandals. Uranus is technology, the future, the AI, again, rebelling. So, and it's also very rare and uncommon, surprise, something that we can't even predict, because Uranus likes to do some weird, quirky things. Okay. Now it's sitting next to the sun, so it's dealing next to something that's either dealing with the ego, the masculine energy. The masculine energy could be weird. It could be doing something different. It could be surprising, or it could be like a leader or a highlighting of the internet. And it doesn't go with the people. Okay. So you have that. Now, the moon quincunx Mars. Okay. The moon represents the people. The moon also represents feminine energy, mother energy, the home, and safety. Okay. Not just emotions. So the full moon quincunx makes things very uncomfortable. And when you have things that are uncomfortable and you're dealing with Mars, this could be a lot of restrictions, and it's in Taurus. So stubborn, not restrictions, stubborn reactions, financial tensions, because Taurus represents money, frustrations around resources and stability, resistance to necessary change, slow moving systems under pressure. Um, yeah, this one here wants freedom. This energy is aggressive towards something that doesn't want things to change. Okay, here we have it towards the T square, towards these two energies, and again, the South Node is releasing. The North Node is I want to say surrendering, because it's in Pisces, but it's looking forward to and your destiny and what you're meant to do. So you could be very obsessed with some control, and then at the same time you're not surrendering, you're not using your intuition, you're not using spirituality, you're not using the compassion, even though we have compassion here and creativity. Yeah, so that could be happening too. Now, it trining these two energies means there's bold new ideas, there's spiritual awakenings, there's leadership, maybe government having some positive aspects with this full moon, because Saturn represents the government. But Neptune adds the dreams and illusions and the fluff, and it making it more positive with our emotions and with the people, and people coming together when it comes to long-term energy or restrictions or compassion and creativity and oneness. Okay. This makes me just think a lot of rebelling, but we'll see, because you have these two energies sitting here, and this one here, 9 degrees. So it's such a strong degree being in Sagittarius. I think this is going to be a worldwide issue. Let's see. Now, Jupiter is the ruler of this full moon, and it's in Cancer, and it is also squaring Chiron. So the collective and wounded healing is going to be an issue. Insecurities, the victim kind of energy, people feeling emotionally unsafe and unsupported, very sensitive, very emotional, very moody, lack of safety, lack of home safety. Let's see what we have. There could be unexpected political statements, travel disruptions, air travel issues, especially with this. This is dealing with air. And what else do we have? Social media chaos, people rebelling against the system, major conversations involving education, higher education, media. Yeah, this also makes me think of the podcasters and the YouTubers, people who deal with the internet, who work online. Okay, rapid shifts in public opinion. So that is what we have for the full moon. Let me pull a card here on what we have for the full moon. Oh, everything is in reverse. Okay, so this usually means lacking. So there is like an overabundance of something. This represents judgment, an overabundance of maybe being overly optimistic. That can definitely represent that. We have the 9 of brooms, and there's a load. The load is being lifted, and this is boastfulness. Yeah, it makes me think overconfident and not really thinking realistic. I don't see any grounded energy here. So there's going to be something dealing with overconfidence here with this full moon in Sagittarius. That makes a lot of sense. That's the one thing I didn't mention. Feeling overconfident, exaggerating. I did mention that. Overdoing something, overpromising, taking a heavy load of something, and maybe bragging about it, or feel braggadocious about something as well. Yeah, so that is what we have for the full moon. Oh, okay. Let me tell you, this full moon, who's going to feel this the most? Anybody who has Sagittarius placement, you're going to be feeling this. Anyone who has any mutable signs is not going to work great for you. Anyone who is Pisces placements or Virgo placements, Gemini placements, you guys will be feeling this the most in a negative light. In a positive light, because sometimes this can be an awareness brought to you, and it will work really good with the fire signs. Like I said here, the Aries, any Aries placements, any Leo placements, this is going to work positive for you, and you're going to have some enlightenment there. Okay. Now let's talk about, I just yelled out, let's